Hello and welcome back to Coruscant as we do Battlefront 2 on the PlayStation 2. And yes, this is the execution of Order 66. Complete with Anakin killing the younglings.
All of the younglings. The little
Nightfall.
bright-faced children.
About the rise of the Empire is how quiet it was. During the waning hours of the Clone Wars, the 501st Legion was discreetly transferred back to Coruscant. It was a silent trip. We all knew what was about to happen, what we're about to do. Did we have any doubts? Any private, traitorous thoughts? Perhaps, but no one said a word. Not on the flight to Coruscant. Not
Get
when
on
the
with
Resistance
it.
came down, and not when we marched into the Jedi Temple. Not a word.
It's a boy. It's a boy.
Alright, fuck this level. This level is not as difficult as I make it out to be, but yes, this is our first genuine difficulty spike. Although the Utapau stealth mission was the first instance of us just barely scraping by, this mission took me 3 attempts.
Oh, I believe it.
And it's all because of these fucks.
Well, I mean,
There are Jedi Knights throughout the entirety of this mission, and they two-shot you. It's not one-shots, thankfully, but it's 2 shots. And, yeah, attempting to deal with them as clone troopers, well, just like all the other Jedi versions in the game, the Jedi Knights happen to have perfect block. And if they perfect block a heavy trooper's rocket, it deflects directly back at you.
well, I mean, they could just block it, but instead they say we're gonna just dick with you. Seems that
Please note that there are 3 Jedi Knights here, for some reason.
they all have 100% reflect physical damage. Damn it!
They're flanking us.
How do you kill that which cannot take damage?
You shoot it in the face until it decides to start taking damage.
Can it throw your lasers back at you too?
Yes, that's what the block is actually supposed to be used for. If you successfully do perfect block, then you deflect blaster fire right back at its caster.
So this would be like if Paper Mario let the enemy super guard all the time.
Yep.
Double time to the library.
Not only do they not take damage, you also take 1 unit of damage, and then they get a
Oh,
chance
it's
to
not
hit
1
you.
unit because remember, all the troopers in the game suffer a critical weakness to explosives. So if you get hit with a rocket launcher, you die.
Stop the destruction.
Destroy the bookcases, of course.
Keep at least one of the bookcases intact for at least 2 minutes. Command can scan the contents of the library.
Actually,
so
we're defending the bookcases,
we're defending the
which is
bookcases.
worse because look at all the Jedi Knights that we're supposed to be fighting.
They got-
despite
you
the fact
bet-
that
they
those
got-
2 aren't actually doing anything.
Kill them. Yes! We have killed Jedis. Just make sure you don't ruin your copy of Reader's Digest. It's good stuff, I
Now,
promise.
Reader's Digest was never as important as it said it was.
I was about to
Damn
say,
it!
if not for Time magazine, then I shan't have anything to read while going to the dentist.
We're down to 2 bookcases left, Cloud.
Those were the sacred Jedi texts!
Yeah, the ones that Yoda would just, put on fire later. Much later, but later.
Read them, have you? Interesting
No,
read,
no, I
are they
have
not? oh God!
Oh, look, a Jedi just spawned out of the fucking ether.
He just popped in right next to you. Bullshit.
Yes. Yeah. Again,
These guys-
this is where the game decides to start throwing difficulty spikes at you, and it's very unfair.
That's not a difficulty spike. That is an outright game oversight. They should not let enemies. They should never let enemies just spawn in next to you. They have to have a
Oh
corridor
no, dude,
off the
it's
side.
not an oversight. It's deliberately planned that way.
They
They
should
actually
fall in.
designed these Jedi spawns to literally happen right on top of you. It happens multiple times throughout this level. The Jedi Knights can in fact spawn on top of you.
You know, if Resident Evil 5 makes a Magini spawn at a fucking holes in the wall or climbing over and shit, they should spawn out of sight and then enter. They can't, they should not, and they should also account for your proximity to the spawn zone so that they will deactivate spawn zones that you're too close to.
Yeah, but this is not Resident Evil. This is not Resident Evil 5 tech. This is, you know, a Battlefront 1 tech plus.
The first one is located on the comm room. Retrieve it and bring it to the veranda.
The veranda, of course.
This particular escort mission is not too terrible, at least if you're using a heavy trooper or a clone commando, but you can't spawn in as a clone commando. You have to earn the right to spawn in as a commando. Look at those Jedi Knights just popping out of fucking nowhere.
Alright, I might have missed the pop-in, but we did genuinely just get flanked, which is different than pop-in. Yeah, set them up. They wouldn't even move. These guys are not very intelligent for Jedis.
Well, that guy just spawned in from the fucking ceiling.
You should escape this corner.
Well, we can't. Our agility skills are significantly less than theirs.
I demand you go to the veranda to meet Miranda.
Miranda, unfortunately, is not there. She's already left the planet, but her diary is here, and we're supposed to take that back to Chancellor Palpatine.
We need literature for the good of the Republic. No, don't surround the Jedi. Fucking keep your goddamn distance. It's not
Run
safe,
away.
I tell you.
I am being pursued by a Knigget. Run from the Knigget.
Alright, walk backwards. Oh boy, they are dropping in from the ceiling. The zombies. Oh, that's different than poppin' though, because in every good zombie game I've played, the zombies always came from the ceiling, or through the windows, through the walls, or down a place, or down a slope that you can't go up yourself, so that way you don't see where exactly they come from.
But here's the thing: we do get to see where these guys are coming from. It's literally 5 feet above where they drop down.
Oh, so they're not even standing on a platform. They just spawn in midair.
They're not standing on a platform. They just literally have a spawn point like 5 feet in the air, and then they spawn in.
That's so funny. They have
It's
force
kind of
warp.
funny, and then you realize, wait a minute, these guys two-shot us.
I'm seeing a lot of people
do we
just
kill
standing
them?
around glitching out.
Alright, and now
Yes,
for
please.
vengeance. Because now we get to play as Anakin, and Anakin actually has saber throw.
And he has force choke.
Yeah, but force choke is terrible. All the other force powers are kind of terrible, to be perfectly honest. And unfortunately, although I mentioned that we are going to be inflicting vengeance, this guy is a Jedi Master. Thankfully, we managed to two-shot him.
We're gonna two-shot the Jedi, and with our saber they are gonna die.
Now we have to kill 3 other Jedi Masters.
You know, I understand that there were at least a few nameless Jedi Masters on the Council, but they could do a little more justice than just calling them Masters.
Yeah, they honestly should have at least they should have, you know, placeholder names.
They don't even look any different than the ordinary knights.
They tend to have double sabers as opposed to a single sabers. Now, thankfully, they still actually go down to a single saber throw.
You thought that
Hence
the
why
Team
saber
Rocket
throw is
grunts
literally
were
the best
bad.
skill in the game.
Well done. Our new Emperor will be pleased.
Praise the new Emperor.
The Jedi Temple has been secured.
For the good of the Jedi, by of course killing the Jedi. We did it.
And we have successfully beat the mission on Coruscant. Yay!
This game can be
Nightfall
very
is
clumsy.
over. Seriously, that mission took me 3 attempts, and it was mostly because
There were so many dudes.
so many Jedi.
Son of a bitch. There were no projectile users in that whole map. It was just melee.
No, there were projectile users. There certainly were.
Palpatine's rise to power was complete. In recognition of our service and loyalty to the Emperor, the 501st were placed under the direct command of Lord Vader.
After Vader got his ass kicked and everybody knew it and giggled.
Our presence let the galaxy know that the days of the old Republic were well and truly over. We were establishing a new era. An era of order and peace.
The First Order.
No, this is not the First Order. This is the Empire.
The New Order, the First Order is basically the Empire, though.
It's the remnants of the Empire. Alright, and in the next episode, we will transition into the next chapter. This is the, we're going into the pre-episode 4 stuff.
Yes, pre-episode 4.
Although not Rogue One, because Rogue One was not a thing yet.